This is Loyalty-Based Sales Strategies with Jen Suzuki, exclusively on CBT News.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm so glad you came back. Today, I am going to be focusing on loyalty-based selling strategies with me, Jen Suzuki. And I oftentimes share with people a little about my background just because I want you to know where I'm coming from. A lot of my content is based on me being in the dealerships every week. I'm working alongside sales and service teams, and I'm working customers with them. So this keeps me in the game, and it keeps the content that I'm sharing with you guys every single month like fresh and relevant. My history is started off, and I've always been in the car business. I never left, but I started selling cars when I was 18. I'm originally from Central California, and I got into the business because it was really like out of survival. I was pressed into a corner, and it was like do or die, sink or swim, and it was like if you don't make this money at this job, you are literally gonna be homeless. And I'm not kidding you, it was a very scary time for me. I was 18 years old, and I never sold a thing in my life, and I was gonna sell cars at one of the biggest Toyota stores in the country with 40 seasoned dudes and me. And it wasn't like anybody was like, oh, let me help Jen be successful. They were like, how could I get rid of this chick? You know? And for me, it was hard to catching up and to make money. And then after about 3 days, I'm like, all right, look, this is tough. Like, these guys know what they're doing. You know, and nobody gave me a game plan. And so when you hear from me every single month on the show, I want you to know I'm fighting for your team's success and their career growth. And I'm sharing stuff with you that are big things that pop out, and they say to me, this is going to make you money. This is going to create loyalty from your clients. This is going to focus on employee retention. And so I can tell you this, I always wanted one person. This could be you today. This could be you nurturing someone on your team, if not everybody, and helping them get some tactics, techniques to get them to their next level. You know, we constantly have to be encouraging people. When I was thrown out there with a pack of wolves, nobody gave me a game plan to be successful. And I can tell you this, a lot of my selling strategies all were focused on relational selling. It's one of the things that separated me from the pack from the jump. And today, I'm still very focused on it. It's the key to my own personal business, eDealer Solutions. And I want you to know that today, I'm going to center in on the difference between old school selling, transactional selling. And by the way, we do have to have a piece of this into play because we've got to move deals forward. Yeah, but I'm in 2024 vibes, and I know this. People want a real person. They've already been skeptical of car salespeople for a long time. Your job is to change the way that they think and get them coming back happily. So in focusing on these two areas, let me hit you with a couple things that might help you put this into perspective. I look at transactional selling as I'm just trying to sell a car today. I'm just trying to make my numbers today. I'm just trying to make my money and then make my money on the next guy. I'm not thinking about following up with people. I'm not even thinking about, getting to know people. All I want to do is, do you have the money? Do you have the credit? Let's go. And I want to try to figure that stuff out as fast as possible because I don't want to be wasting my time. I'm not thinking about the referrals I'm going to get, even if this guy can't buy. I'm not thinking about, my social media where this customer might post and say, hey, this guy was a good guy. This chick was a good chick. Like, these are good people. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about any of that. Long-term plays, more plays than just what's happening right now. So transactional sellers are going to be focused on how much money you got, what your credit look like, how much money you paying, how much money you putting down, how much negative equity or positive equity do you have in your trade. Like, you're thinking about the deal. I'm thinking about the car. I'm thinking about the features. I'm thinking about all the things that are going to help me make money at this moment. I'm not saying stuff that a relational seller would say. A relational seller is not only going to ask deal pertinent questions like, tell me about your last deal. Did you have incentives on it? Did you put money down? Tell me about your car purchase. I mean, look, a lot of people in 2020, they didn't get what they wanted. They got what they got. I might even say stuff to them. Like, if I'm a relational seller, notice you're in a 2020. Did you get exactly what you wanted? Were there certain features that you didn't get last time you bought your car? You're actually going to be thinking about stuff like this when you're a relational seller because you want to do them a solid moving forward, and you want to make sure you're landing on the right car too and not spinning your wheels, on the wrong car for 4 hours. That's another episode. Here's the thing. Relational sellers care about people. And they remember stuff about people. So they be using their CRM like maniacs, just popping in like so many notes. They are literally obsessed with writing novel notes in a CRM. They're thinking about remembering this customer, and they know they're going to go through hundreds of people, and if not thousands, in the weeks, the months, the years ahead. And so they know that it's important to put notes in there after every customer interaction. So if I tell you I got 3 kids, they're ages 10, 10, and 11, you put that in the CRM. Jen loves to ski. Her kids are on ski team. You're thinking about things like this so you can circle back on these things. I can tell you this sounds elementary. My friends, I've been doing this long enough to tell you that this is an epidemic in the business and people don't put enough good notes in the system. You want to be a relationship seller? You got to remember stuff about people. And let's face it, that's kind of a hard thing to do. After it's been 3 years since the last time you bought a car. And so relationship sellers are thinking about the long term. They're thinking about long-term relationships, not one-night stands. That's the difference. I'm thinking about asking more in-depth questions. Hey, where do you work? How long have you worked there for? What kind of work do you do there? Do you enjoy it? I'm going in a little bit harder. Yeah, that's a relationship seller. Tell me about your family. How many kids do you have? Grandkids. You always lived in this state? When did you guys move here? You care more about kicking it with people and finding out more about what's important to them. And these things are all going to help you with more personalized follow-ups because you be thinking about more personalized follow-ups moving forward as a relationship seller. Okay, now I think about my own personal experience. I have this realtor, right? Her name's Ann, and she's amazing. Ann sold me a condo in Vail in 2019. I can tell you this, it's not like I'm gonna buy a new house like every single year. I mean, you'd be lucky if I get a new house every 10 years. But here's the thing. She stays in contact with me like a beast. She's not only like hitting me up with text messages, but she's also got mail, postcards go in circulation. In spring, she sends me like a little packet of seeds, to plant some flowers. I never planted those flowers, but it's a nice gesture and it keeps her memorable. My friends, I just want you to know, staying memorable is the thing. It's a thing. It's like what we're shooting for. This is like what we're trying to do. You want to be a relationship seller? You're thinking about being memorable. You want people to remember you. When they show up, they call you. You're their person. You're their person. They would never talk to anybody else because you always remember stuff about them. And that's how I feel about Ann. So Ann, she's always sending me little personal notes. Hey, I just wanted to let you know, fall probably has about 2 more weeks until peak. And if you know Colorado, you know the peak season. It's kind of a thing, But I love the heads up. I can't wait for peak season. And it's not like I have a ton of time, so I'm always waiting for this postcard to let me know how much time I got to plan. Seriously. And, she sends me these little invitations around the holidays. We're having a holiday party. We have appetizers, blah, blah, blah. Bring the girls. Like, how did you remember these things, She'll ask me about my career. She knows I travel all the time. So I get a postcard throughout the year. Hope your business is still going really well and that you're taking it easy. You're not traveling too much. She'll say things like that are more personalized. My friends, I know this sounds crazy and this sounds very simple, but go into your CRM and look at all your sold customers and look at the contacts and the connections that are being established and that are intact. For setting up the next deal. We need these people to come back to service in order for this thing to work. We need these people to come back and buy another car. We need these people to refer people to you. We need people to feel great about our brand and our business and our team. And the only way that we're going to do that is to really be thinking about our approach on how we approach business. And it's not just for the sales department. I want you to know transactional selling and relational selling is kind of a big deal in the service department where the majority of our customers are coming through and the majority of our profits are being made. I want to put this into perspective. A lot of times it's by happenstance where customers, maybe you're in a community where, maybe it's a smaller town and the customers, they only got you. They only got you to go to. And they get older and, they've been coming there a long time and they remember you and you remember them and that is all great. But that's a small town's feels. And I'm trying to get those small town feels into like big city stores too. And all I have to do is find actions that allow me to be a relationship seller. So I'll give you a quick example for service advisors. A lot of times they forget to do the pre-work on customers. And now pre-work is designed for us to continue to move forward in business. But here's the thing. If I don't check the pre-work on my appointments coming in tomorrow, how am I going to remember people? If I'm a relationship seller, I am very committed to this process and checking to see who's coming in tomorrow, how long have they been a customer, is this a long-term customer that just got a new car that I can be like, wow, new car, new ride, how you enjoying it? As I'm doing a walk around. I just want you to know a lot of things that we can do with advisors. We can look in their pre-work and we can see, how long they've been working with us. We can see past service history, work they've already done that I can reference. When you tell customers, yeah, I remember you had this already done, like this past year, you had the front brakes done. But I can tell you the back brakes, it was something I recommended last time you were here. We'd go ahead and get that done now. I remember things about people and even their services. It's like, what? Yes, we are killing the game right now and not only building our business, but also building loyal customers. Yeah, and so I got to remember stuff about them, so you have to take some extra steps and extra actions. Now, if you really remembered things about Jen and the 3 kids that pulled up into the service drive, because maybe you found a little personal notes section in your service appointment software, you have found you cracked the code. You found a spot in there where you can be like, Jen has 3 kids and she loves to ski. If you read that prior to me coming in and you were like, ski season, Jen, how many days you got out? I would be like, oh, well, what? And a lot of times we forget about things like this that can just change your fate, change your projection, change your goal outcome. And this is what we came to do. Build loyal customers and little things that keep stacking, make people feel valued, appreciated, wanted, and welcomed. And these are my 4 words as foundational elements to relationship selling. All right, get out there, make those deals happen.
Thanks for watching Loyalty-Based Sales Strategies with Jen Suzuki, exclusively on CBT News.